Tobane Madlala saying, how do we deal with the buying and selling of IDs as we have foreigners with green IDs as well as border issues? Okay, so that's the illegal issuing and buying and selling of passports over the border. Again, another person, just a separate person, Snoopy, asking, why is it so easy for foreigners to come over our borders legally and illegally, which seems to be a big, big problem. Another issue, Pedro Tebo writing and asking, Home Affairs help us with bylaws in townships. There's a huge number of foreigners who own businesses there. Illegally. So there's another one. So why? What is going to be done about that? And another one, please revisit Home Affairs prices. We are paying far too much for documents. So there's another one there. Komano Pilani writing to us. So I'm going to leave the questions there, but I'm also going to pose another question to you, which we've seen as a common theme and a common thread coming through from people that applied for citizenship, and they've been waiting far too long for this. Now, we saw a recent court ruling that's been reported on that that the minister himself can actually be arrested if these are not replied to timeously. So quite a threat coming out of a court, and I suppose maybe this is something that could speed up the process of citizenship and everything around that. So if we can address those issues, we'll have more when you come back to us. Peter, over to you.
Leanne, thank you very much indeed, and welcome back to Midrand. Minister Melissa Gigaba is here to deal with your tweets, your questions, and let's start with the one that we got from the audience just before the break, Minister, where these immigration laws, and she says that some of them are welcome. The problem is the staff at the missions and the embassies around the world perhaps are not yet clued in. What are we doing about readying them? Because it is affecting potential business investors even, I guess.
I think I must first welcome the very constructive comment by Ms. Connie, because you've had different types of responses to these regulations, and some people have rejected all of them completely without considering those that are positive. And sometimes people reject the regulations when the issue is really about the implementation. And so the regulations themselves do not pose a problem. The challenge is in the implementation. We are implementing as furiously as possible a change management program to ready our officials, because in some instances you do not have Home Affairs officials in the foreign missions. So we have to train the officials in the consular services dealing with Home Affairs services, as well as those who are DERCO employees. But we have very good cooperation from DERCO, the Department of International Affairs, of International Relations and Cooperation, to train their officials. Unfortunately, we can't pull them off at once and provide them with the training on the new regulations, but we are trying to address those concerns. I think we would be keen, whenever those practical challenges are confronted, that they are brought to us so that we also try to assist, because we understand fully the challenges that business is facing in regard to the implementation of these regulations. Now,
buying and selling ID books, I mean, that's a long-standing issue since the beginning of time, I would challenge. Corruption, how do we manage this?
You know, one time, long time ago, when I was still Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, I made a quip and said, whoever designed the green document must be given an award for lack of innovation. The document is bad, but we're resolving that. The smart ID card is meant precisely to resolve that. The beauty of the smart ID card is not only the fact that the card is secure. In actual fact, it's won an international award as the most secure card in the world. There are other developed countries. One developed country, their smart ID card was hacked on the first day that it was launched. Ours has been going on for months now. Over 300,000 South Africans are in possession of the card and the card has not been hacked. And we continue to pay attention to cyber security to ensure that hacking doesn't take place. But the smart ID card is intended to resolve this problem. We are cleaning the National Population Register to ensure that the people in possession of the smart ID card are the exact people who they claim to be, who are supposed to be on the National Population Register. But the innovation of the smart ID card is not only in the security of the card, it's in the very process from end to end of applying for the card. The interface between the Department of Home Affairs when the person comes in to apply and government printing works where the card is printed and sent back to the applicant. And we're working on ensuring that we further enhance that process, because we have 70 offices now where the smart ID card can be applied for. The process is totally electronic and automated. We will add 40 additional offices this financial year. And as the years go on and our financing becomes improved, we will increase the numbers of those offices.
That deals with the external issue of people cloning and trying to copy these books. What happens when there's collusion within the Department of Home Affairs, so people helping at a fee, people obtain these identity documents?
No, that is not going to happen. Remember what I'm saying is that the new smart ID card is an end-to-end solution. When you walk into a Home Affairs office, you do not apply for you do not fill any paper. So there's no official who's going to be standing here and helping you to fill in papers and helping you to provide us with false information. The process is automated. We take your fingerprint, it already tells us who you are. And then the whole application is electronic. From the moment you complete your application at the Home Affairs office, it moves straight to government printing works electronically. From where the data is downloaded, the process of printing of the card takes place. There is not a single person who intervenes or interferes with the process of the printing.
What are you going to do with people like who say, in fact, I'm going to take a quick ad break, and then when we come back, the idea of those people who say, I was born in the rural areas, I didn't have a birth certificate, I would need one now, and they use that story to get the document. We'll get that answer from you right after this break. So stay with us and keep your tweets coming as well. We look forward to hearing your thoughts.